And Marvin and Bristol, what are the names of your businesses?
No Massacre.
Okay.
Country Q Barbecue.
Oh, see right there, sure. Tell me what Black Day is in your idea for starting.
Absolutely. So it really started from conversations that we had in the Black community all the time about how the dollar circulates. You know, it used to be back in the day, especially Tulsa, and especially Black Wall Street, the dollar circulated 100 times, right? And obviously we couldn't go to white businesses, so we were kind of forced to, but you know, that self-investment was really why we were thriving and why we had the most Black millionaires in one place in history up to that point. And so, you know, we're obviously we're in a different time. You know, we don't own the grocery stores or the gas stations or the hospitals, you know, or the hedge funds or whatever, the banks, whatever, but we've got a lot of businesses out here.
I mean, for us as small business owners, especially Black small business owners, the best thing we have is like word of mouth. So whoever you know that knows somebody else is your best chance of getting businesses. Of course, we make business cards and, you know, we do calls and quotes and things like that, but just having someone that actually wants to just support your business and then a directory where you can find that is just awesome. Because I try to spend my knowledge that I make, again, with the same community, so try to make it circulate again. So to know where to find that, it's like major key.
So I was talking with Lester about this at Motherland Dispensary, and he said he started the dispensary in January of last year, right before COVID hit. And so obviously COVID, I'm sure, has affected every business here locally. I would assume you guys are no different in some way at least, right? So do you think right now, and I'll ask this to all three of you, is sort of the perfect time for this app to come about? To help?
You know, I saw a poll where it was like 60% of Black business owners right now are either on the brink or at risk of failure because of COVID. Black business owners are the only ethnicity to not average over $100,000 together. So, I mean, it's like, and we're least likely to get funding. And when we do get funding, a lot of times it's at a higher interest rate, you know, especially talking about the Centennial and Black Wall Street. Like, I think we forget that it was more than just Greenway, you know, it was more than just a street. We're talking about dozens of blocks. And we're talking about, you know, obviously we know it was burned down and the bombs and people killed, but afterwards, the survivors had to clean it up. And then they built a highway through it. And then they gave away the land that we built up for generations and gave it away to people who also still didn't let us patron their place. And then they redline us, they redline to North Tulsa. And then fast forward, we do rebuild, right? But fast forward to now, and it's like the last few decades, we've lost so many schools in North Tulsa. And it's like the policing, I mean, obviously, we're 5% of the world's population, 25% of the world's incarcerated, and Oklahoma is number one. And in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we've got officers on the force that said, by their statistics, they may not shoot enough Black people. We've got the mayor, we've asked him constantly, can we have some sort of police oversight committee that has subpoena power, that has disciplinary power? He said, no, I've been in the town halls. We've asked, okay, well, we know that criminalizing mental health, criminalizing poverty does not work. Can we invest something into mental health services? He said he'll think about it, and now when you look at the budget, it's $124 million going to policing and less than $2 million going to mental health services. And even in that, we still don't know how much is actually going. And it's like, there comes a certain point where we have to care, and we have to like, look at what's going on and do what we can. Like at the end of the day, I'm so excited about this app. I really do think that it could be a boom and a boost for our community, but it's only so much. And you know, I hope that we can also do the other things to change the socioeconomic conditions, besides just tell people that you know, you made the wrong decisions, or you gotta stop looking for a handout or look inside at personal responsibility. But they haven't raised wages in decades, and we have the minimum wage of the federal, and our lawmakers don't allow municipalities to raise wages, and so it's like we're just trying to fight a symptom, but there's core problems that we have to address. I do hope we get to it, especially when it comes to the centennial. Like, there's people asking for the mayor. I mean, you don't have to put this in there, but there's people asking for the mayor and Senator Langford to step down from the commission, because we have to address actual issues and problems, socioeconomic problems that we've been trying to deal with for a long time. And not to derail the website of the app, because I do think that's going to be that is going to be beautiful, and I am excited about so much support, and so many businesses are already so excited about it. You know, so I'm hoping that we can help, and it's just something that you can do if you'd like to support the community.
Right. I know you kind of got off topic there, but like you said, these are the core issues. It's all encompassing, right?
Exactly.
I mean, this is the start of addressing the socioeconomic, I guess, devaluation, if that's the right word, that's happened, you know, in the Black community here.
Exactly.
Like I said, I'm not local, so I don't know the entire history of Black Wall Street, but I've heard from several people saying it's not like it's not just Greenwood. When I came here, I thought, oh, this is neat, just on Greenwood. No, I mean it was like you said, several
right.
city blocks, and to see it just now, I mean, it's just when people think of it, when Tulsans think of it, outsiders think of it, just Greenwood, and I mean that's got to be completely frustrating. I assume that's your history here.
And even when they think of the race massacre, they think of, oh, it's just a racist mob of white guys came in and they burned down the place. But it's like, it's not just that, it's everything that happened after that, and the fact that a lot of it was compounded by state and city actions. You know, it's beyond just a group of individuals. It's just what was done, and then how do we, you know, reprieve it? And then it's like, but there's always going to be a fight, obviously, and there's always going to be, you know, this kind of battle for just equality. But
So this is a start to rebuilding everything that he said, because I mean, we know the history, we know what happened. But my thing is, how do we move forward? And I think this is one of those things that we do to move forward. If they didn't give it to us, we go out and get our own. We start our own business. You know? And I think the hardest thing about it is we're starting from a disadvantaged standpoint. Like, we don't usually get inheritance. We don't usually have, you know, we don't get pensions and stuff from our family. We just start with our savings, our 401k, cash it out, and then start our business. And I think that's kind of how we start. But it makes it more like, it makes people, like the consumers, appreciate, you know, the hustle and grind that we have, because we don't have a backup plan. There is no plan B. You know, we're all in. And I think this is a start to rebuilding everything that we lost. I'm not a big believer in just dwelling on the past. I'm all about, okay, we know that's the past for sure, but can I do my part to move forward for me and my family, me and my kids, the next generation? And I think also, number two, my generation, we're not afraid to fail. You know, we're not afraid to go out and take a risk and say, hey, I'm going to go and, you know, save up $20,000 to family and friends, whatever, just to start this business because I believe in myself. And I think that, again, this is the starting point of rebuilding what we lost, and making our own path, right? Because we didn't get anything from that. I know my family did. We didn't get anything from whatever they lost. So this is my opportunity to rebuild for myself and for my kids. So I think what Daniel's doing is impressive, man, for sure, because this is how we move forward, to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of, like we said, that's the cherry on top right there. I mean, that's what this is about, is, like you mentioned, we've been talking about, you seek help, you want help, but as long as you all come together and are willing to do it from within, I think that's the most organic, best way in the first place. And maybe that help will come along at some point.
And that was the spirit of Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, You keep us out, that's fine. Guess what? We will build it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm just excited. Like, yeah, all of this is for me. It feels like an investment. It feels like I can invest in my own company. I got my own company. I can invest in that, or I can invest in as many businesses as I can, and I know that comes back, tenfold. And we see it in our customers. That's like just like he said. It's like we support our own so much to the point where it's like it's almost like a customer's a family. It's like it's like it's how we kind of thrive. That's how we thrived before, and I think it's only going to help us thrive again.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to mention at all?
I'm just grateful.
That part, grateful and blessed.
I'm just very grateful. I feel very fortunate to be here.
Yeah, and likewise, man. This is like the bones, or the structure, or I should say, the foreground for what we want to hope to leave for our children. So it actually gives like a lot of hope, because it's like, if I build a business, or I know somebody that has a business, and we exchange our dollar back and forth, when I go on and leave what business I have to my children, then they know that they have other types of businesses that they can count on and can rely on. It's not so much a closed network, but a network we can depend on. So I think it's just a great leap forward.